Okay, so first, even though we discussed yesterday, it is about the well structured, well figured, well explained program or well explained problem that you are getting in your school days. Okay, so simple problem is a triangle with the two sides A equal to 8 centimeter and B equal to 6 centimeter. Between the angle between the sides we have the angle given 30 degree, and the instruction here is to find the area. Okay, so as a student, while getting this problem, we'll be getting stuck at the beginning. What is the area? From which area this question is from? Okay, so then we have to collect all the formula we have collected, or the teachers might have taught in the previous classes. Then we will go for the step by step. Okay, we'll go through different steps how to solve this problem. Okay, so the school level problems or the college level or the academic level problems, they are well structured, well framed. There is nothing unclear about it. It is very clear. All the parameters to be used within the problem will be mentioned within the problem, and the one to find out, that also will be mentioned within the problem. We need to apply the problems in a particular methodology by using a particular formula or equations and theories what we have studied. Okay, so in doing this simple problem, we have to use the area of the triangle formula that we know it is half into base into height. Area of the triangle basic formula is half into base into height. Okay, so here nothing is mentioned about what is the height or what is the base or which side is the base. Nothing is mentioned. So without knowing the which side is the base and which side is the base, or which measure is the height of the triangle, we are at present stuck with it. Proceed to the next stage. So we have to think about, okay, for finding the height, some other measures might have given within the problem. Okay, so if we are thinking of a triangle with say A, B, C, the side opposite to the angle A, let it be A, the side opposite to B, let it be B, and this is C. It's not given. So A is given in the problem as 8 centimeter, B is given as 6 centimeter, and the angle C between the two sides is given 30 degree. So we have to think about it, how to find the area of this. Okay, if the height is given, what is height? It's the least difference from one side to the opposite vertex. It's the least. We have many distance from the side to the angle E or to the vertex E. And that height of the triangle is the least height. That means perpendicular distance from the vertex to the opposite side. Okay, so to find the height, what kind of clues are given within the problem? So if we are treating side A as the base, or 8 centimeter as the base, then definitely the perpendicular distance to the opposite vertex, we can mark AM as the height. Then area we can write the using basic formula, half into base into height, or we can write half into 8 into height. Then we have to use theories from some other area that we might have studied in some other classes or in the current semester or whatever it is. How to find this area given this 30 degree? For finding the side AM only, the angle 30 degrees given. So you have to think for what reason this angle is given. As far as the different equations for finding the area of the triangle is concerned, we have never heard about so far. We have never heard about a formula which involves an angle. So we know from the concept of trigonometry. If one of the angle of a triangle is 90 degree, then opposite sides to the 90 degree is the hypotenuse. So we can think of AMC, a right angled triangle in which one angle is given 30 degree. So hypotenuse is, we know, 6 centimeter, and for the angle 30 degree, this is just the which side it is, adjacent side or opposite side for angle C? It is opposite side. So we have to think, that is what thinking. We have to think which function involves opposite side and hypotenuse. Which functions involves opposite and hypotenuse? It is sine function, sinusoidal functions, right? Sine is, what is the formula for sine function? Opposite side by hypotenuse. So if you might sine c, recollect those from the trigonometry, we can write sine c is equal to am, which is height, divided by 6. So that am we can write it as 6 into sine 30, or b into sine 30. So we can deduct the formula a for area as 1 by 2 into a into b sine theta. So we have to think like this. So since this problem, it is the one we have studied in the previous classes, or might be studying the current semester, everything is known to us. Okay, everything is related to the theory what we are studying, so that we are able to find the solutions very easily by applying all the formulas and theories we have discussed. The teachers might have discussed within the class, we can utilize to find the solution to the problem. So program. So while giving this saying question with the different measures, you can think of developing a program or a software. In that, you need to input only the measures. That measures will give you the problem solutions without doing this manual calculation. That is what is coding development. Okay, so we have to develop a program. That program will be utilizing these equations. You need to know how to implement this equation for finding the area. To find the area, how to utilize this equation programmatically. Okay, so for finding the problem, for finding solution to the problem, in the general approach, the program must have the provision to read the input measures, okay, to the user. The user might not be knowing what is the formula, the user might not be knowing what is the relations between the variables. Okay, he only give you, or he only inputting the input measures. I have a triangle with these many dimensions. I need to find, I need to get the area. I don't want to know how to get it. That is what is a customer or a user. So as an engineer or a program developer, we have to know what is the relations between this input variable and the output variable or target variable. Okay, so to develop the programming, we need to have the provisions to ask our customers to input their input measures. So the customer side, or your program after developed, should ask him, input your, please give me the inputs. Okay, so he may be with a clear sentence wise, we means the program developer or the software should ask him, please input the side 1 of the triangle. Please input the, please enter the first dimension of the, or length of the first side of the triangle. Okay, so after then the program should have to wait until the user input the correct measures. So it should be, the user might how to, the program might have been expecting the input in the form of a number. So he might be pressing some alphabets. He might be pressing alphabets instead of a number. So the program is requesting or asking the customer to input the measures. Okay, so the program is expecting the number from say 0 to infinity. Okay, ideally number, any number from 0 to, it can be 2, it can be 20 or 2000, whatever it is, it is. Okay, so the programmer or the user, sometimes he might be entering the number 2a1 by accidentally or unknowingly. He might be entering the number as 2 with an alphabet A, then 1. He wanted to input the number as 21, but by mistake he might have entered 2a1. So while scanning or reading or understanding from the program side, after getting the number in the form 2a1, our program should scan the data and ensure that, and to ensure that the inputted quantity should be, or it must be a number. If it is other than that, Okay, input some special characters, something others, then number, then you have to warn, you have to, or software might have to warn, or program might warn the entered data is wrong, might want to want the entered data is wrong, and should give additional provision to input the data again. Okay, so the program, after reading the data from the keyboard, if it is not proper, he should programmer or software should warn a message like your entered data is wrong, enter the data again. We might have been experiencing this in the software usage. നമ്മൾ ഇതൊക്കെ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഇതൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടാവും ഡിഫറെന്റ് കേസ് അല്ലേ. Okay, so after entering the data properly, then only the software should ask for the next cycle. Okay, then if it that second entry also correct, ask for the next parameter. After entering all the parameters, then the programmer should or the software should result must be entered or should be displayed within the terminal, that with this dimension of your triangle, this is the area. Okay, and then you have to give some message, good like something like that. That is what is a program. ഇതെല്ലാം നമുക്ക് അറിയാവുന്ന കാര്യമാണ്. That this is the method we have to use for addressing a real challenge in the engineering field. Okay, so the programmer or the customer or the one who is requesting the software, he might not be knowing what is the, or he might not be having the proper educations in the area where he is. He need only the result. He need only the result. Okay, so ഇതാണ് ഒരു പ്രോബ്ലം സോൾവിംഗ് കേസിൽ നമുക്ക് വരാവുന്ന, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റിലേക്ക് വരാവുന്ന കേസിൽ നമുക്ക് അഡ്രസ് ചെയ്യേണ്ട ഇഷ്യൂസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Then the second, ഇന്നലെ നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞതായിരുന്നു, it is a team, we have distributed into a team, and the team member is assigning a complicated task, and he himself is dividing the complicated task into small tasks, and is assigned to some say 10 number of groups. So say group 1 do this task like this. Okay, and individually from distant apart, from distant remote locations, each teams might be working towards the end of the goal, and at the day of submission, they might be coming with the different results that team leader is not able to combine the result, or two teams might have done or come with the same results. Some teams might be lack with the result. അങ്ങനെ പല ഇഷ്യൂസും നമുക്ക് അവിടെ ഉണ്ടാകാം. Okay, so അങ്ങനെയുള്ള സിറ്റുവേഷനിൽ as an engineer you will be the leading one in the team. You will be the manager. Okay, you will be the superintendent who will be managing the or coordinating the all work of your team members. Okay, so as the deadline approaches, you notice that there are conflicts within the team regarding the work distribution, communication styles, and differing opinions on subject on project direction. So the situation is causing frustration. So the problem statement as an engineer to you is to develop a strategy that address and resolve the conflicts when your group and between your groups, ensuring the project is completed successfully on time. What kind of methodology? This type of thing, as I told you yesterday, this type of things we cannot study from a textbook. You cannot learn from your teacher. That approaches you have to നമ്മൾക്ക് അത് ചെയ്യേണ്ട കാര്യം നമ്മൾ തന്നെ നമ്മളുടെ സ്കിൽ ഉപയോഗിച്ചിട്ട് ചെയ്തെടുക്കേണ്ട കാര്യമാണ്. Okay, so അതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് at the time of distributing the work itself, you have to approach your teams with the proper plan. You have to approach your team with a proper plan. You must include them in your planning strategy. Okay, you have to give them strict guidelines, strict time patterns. Within this day or within this week, first week, you should complete this many tasks and report to me. Okay, ആ രീതിയിൽ നമ്മൾ എൻ്റെ ടീംസിനെ കോർഡിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് പ്രോപ്പറായിട്ടുള്ള കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻസ് അവർ തമ്മിൽ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ട കേസിലാണെങ്കിൽ അവരെ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യിപ്പിച്ച് അതിൻ്റെ റിസൾട്ട് കളക്ട് ചെയ്ത് കോർഡിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് എല്ലാ റിസൾട്ടും കളക്ട് ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം ഒരുമിച്ച് യൂണിഫോം ആയിട്ട് സിംഗിൾ വർക്ക് ചെയ്താൽ മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ, ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാംസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ പ്രൊജക്റ്റിന്റെ ഫൈനൽ റിസൾട്ട് നമുക്ക് ആ ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് എടുക്കാൻ കഴിയുള്ളൂ. ഓക്കെ, സോ അതാണ് ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Okay, so that is what is a strategic planning. നമുക്ക് അങ്ങനെയുള്ള സിറ്റുവേഷൻസിൽ വേണ്ടി വരും. Then some another kind of problems, just for understanding, n Quine's problem. This problem is known as n queens problem is a classic algorithmic challenge in computer science and mathematics. Okay, problem Python അല്ലെങ്കിൽ develop ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു program ആണ് n queens problem. So it is related to the our chess game. Okay, chess ഒക്കെ നമുക്ക് അറിയാവുന്നതാണല്ലോ അല്ലേ? So chess gameലെ queenന്റെ role എന്താണ്? Queen can go എങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ മൂവ് ചെയ്യാം? To left, right, up and down to the diagonal wise every side. He can move to every direction. He can move. That is what is a queen. So, oru n by n chess board. That means the common chess board is of 8 by 8, right? 8 columns and 8 rows. Okay, so n by n queens. We have to distribute some number of queens in such a way that they are not disturbing themselves. അതായത് ഒരു ക്വീൻ പാസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പാത്തിൽ വേറൊരു ക്വീൻ വരാൻ പാടില്ല. ഓക്കെ, സോ ആ രീതിയിൽ നമ്മൾക്ക് ആ ക്വീൻസിനെ ആ ചെസ് ബോർഡിൽ ഡിസ്ട്രിബ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യണം. അതായത് കോളം 8 columns, let's name it as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, so മൂന്നാമത്തെ കോളത്തിൽ ഒരു ക്വീൻ വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. We cannot place the second queen in the third column again. If you place so, they will oppose each other. ഒന്നൊന്നിന്റെ പാത്തിൽ വരികയാണ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ അങ്ങനെ പറ്റാത്ത രീതിയിൽ ആ ക്വീൻസിനെ എങ്ങനെ വയ്ക്കാൻ പറ്റും? Okay, so if you are given with a number of queens and a chessboard, we can try different approaches, and with each distributions we can check each time whether any of them are opposing. അല്ലേ? സോ ഒരു റിയൽ ചെസ് ബോർഡ് കിട്ടിക്കഴിഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് ചെസ് ബോർഡിൽ റാൻഡം ആയിട്ട് ആ ക്വീൻസിന് എത്രയാണ് തന്നിരിക്കുന്നത് അതിനെ വെച്ചുകൊണ്ട് അത് പരസ്പരം ഒപ്പോസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പാത്തിൽ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ എന്ന് നമുക്ക് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. But when it comes to a software side, we have to check how we can check. Okay, so it involves placing n queens on n by n chess board. So 8 by 8 chess board le നമുക്ക് 8 queens നെ വയ്ക്കാൻ പറ്റും without disturbing each other. Okay, so n by n queens നെ നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെ വെക്കാൻ പറ്റുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നമ്മളുടെ പ്രോഗ്രാമിംഗ് ചലഞ്ച് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളുടെ ടാസ്ക് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Queen can attack another queen if they are in the same row, column or diagonal. ഞാൻ already പറഞ്ഞു. A queen can attack another queen if it is in the same column or the same row or in the same diagonal. So our objective is develop an algorithm to find all possible arrangements of n queens on n by n chessboard such that no two queens are in the same row, same column or in the same diagonal. Okay, so if it is given with a 4 by 4 chessboard, here is an option, here is a solution where I placed 4 queens in different cells such that, see, for the queen in the first column, select me 1, 2, 3 and 4 rows, say 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the queen in the first column, okay, he can move along this column and along this row and in this diagonal, okay, and also in this diagonal. So these are the possibilities or the possible movement for the queen in the first column. And if you check, is there any queens on the path of say q1? Are they opposing it with any other queens in the board? Undo? Illa. So none of the queens are attacking the q1. Okay, so likewise, if you are placing the second queen in second column in the top row, okay, that can move this direction, this way, and none of the queens are placed on the path of second queen. Okay, likewise the third queen, none of the queens are placed on the path of queen 3 and queen 4. So this is one solution. So we have to develop a program. For finding as many solutions as possible without disturbing any queens on the n by n, not on 4 by 4 chessboard, not on any specific chessboard. It is to be a common, a 100 by 100 chessboard. Okay, so 100 by 100 chessboard involves a tedious task. Every time you place your queen on the chessboard, we need to check for other 99 queens. Okay, ആദ്യത്തെ ക്യൂൻ വെക്കുമ്പോൾ റാൻഡം ആയിട്ട് we can place it easily. Second ക്യൂൻ വെക്കുമ്പോൾ we need to check for one queen. Third ക്യൂൻ വെക്കുമ്പോൾ we need to check for the path of other two queens. Okay, then fourth വരുമ്പോൾ, so that complexity of checking is increasing. It's a cumulative complexity, right? So complexity is increasing as you are increasing the number of queens on the board. Okay, so programmatically as a software, how can or what are the steps involved? Okay, so this type of programming, this type of software development, we can develop by using a programming paradigm known as reinforcement learning. Okay, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പഠിക്കാനുള്ളതല്ല, but this category of programming is known as reinforcement learning, or a chess game. It's a reinforcement learning. Okay, so reinforcement learning, it's like a reward and penalty like game or software development. Rewards and penalty development. Penalty, the method we are using here in this reinforcement learning technology is known as penalty reward techniques. So reward means once you place your queen on any of the cell and none of the cells or none of the queens are disturbing that queen, we can assign some rewards. Okay, so the rewards, so our ultimate aim will be how to increase the reward. If you are increasing the reward, what is happening? None of the queens are disturbing any other queens on the board. Okay, so if you are able to place the nth queen without disturbing the previous n-1 queens on the chessboard, you can assign some reward to a function. Okay, so that is some function we can, so some terms are there. So far we don't want to discuss those terms. So, and while placing nth queen, say one of the queen out of a previous n-1 queens, n-2 queens ഒരു problem ഇല്ല, but one queen is affected. ഒരു 50ാമത്തെ ക്യൂൻ നമ്മൾ 100 by 100 ചെസ് ബോർഡിൽ വെച്ചപ്പോൾ പ്രീവിയസ് വെച്ച 49 ക്യൂൻസിലെ 48 എണ്ണത്തിന്റെ പാത്തിനെയും 50ാമത്തെ ക്യൂൻസ് എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല, അറ്റാക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. Only one queen is disturbed. Okay, so some penalty we need to assign. So once penalty came, what happened? There is a problem. So we have to try different approach to get the rewards maximized. So that type of problem learning or software development comes under reinforcement learning. It's a learning technology. It's artificial AI യിൽ വരുന്ന ഒരു term ആണ് ഈ reinforcement learning എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Okay, so coming to the problem solving. So this is the previously we discussed queen's problem. It's a real challenge for an engineer, real challenge for a software developer. So coming to the term problem solving. What is a problem solving? So problem solving എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, it's a critical skill across all domain, not only for the engineering side. എല്ലാ നമ്മൾ ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന നമ്മളുടെ ചുറ്റുവട്ടമുള്ള എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളിലും, എല്ലാ കേസുകളിലും നമ്മൾക്ക് വരാവുന്ന ഒരു ചലഞ്ചിങ് സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ആണ് പ്രോബ്ലം സോൾവിങ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. സോ അവർ എയിം ഈസ് ടു, ആസ് വി ഡിസ്കസ്ഡ്, ഇറ്റ്സ് our goal is to solve the problems. So it is a critical skill. അതൊരു സ്കില്ലാണ്, പഠിച്ചെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നതല്ല, ഇറ്റ്സ് എ skill. So involves both creative and critical thinking to find effective solutions. So ഇത് നമ്മുടെ സിലബസിലുള്ളതാണ്. സിലബസ് starting with problem solving. So what is problem solving? It is a critical skill across all domain and involves, എന്താണ് ആ സ്കിൽ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്? It involves creative and critical thinking to find effective solution. എന്തെങ്കിലും സൊല്യൂഷൻ കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചാൽ പോരാ, it should be an effective solution. And in that skill, it involves, we need to think in creative thinking and critical thinking in alternative ways, not in a single way. Think here, approach your problems with alternate approaches. Okay, there might be a solution with some teams already there exists some problem and some teams have come up with the solution. So we don't want to stuck with that solution. You have to think differently. You have to think creatively. Okay, so creative thinking means എന്താണ് creative thinking? Think differently. Creative thinking means think differently. Think the other ways where none of the, or previous any teams might not have been traveled. ഓക്കെ, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള എല്ലാ പോസിബിലിറ്റീസിലും നമുക്ക് ആലോചിച്ചെടുക്കുക. ആ പ്രോബ്ലത്തിനെ അപ്രോച്ച് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന പോസിബിലിറ്റീസ് എന്തൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് പറ്റുമോ ആ പോസിബിലിറ്റീസ് എല്ലാം നമ്മൾ ആലോചിച്ച് ഇൻഫർമേഷൻസ് കളക്ട് ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ, ആൻഡ് sort them to different with different approaches. Okay, so that is what is creative thinking. And then comes critical thinking. What is critical thinking? So for getting the creative idea, we can discuss with others. We can discuss with the others. We can explore the internet. We can explore GPTs. അല്ലെ, എല്ലാം നമുക്ക് പോസിബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള എല്ലാ സൊല്യൂഷൻസും നമുക്ക് യൂസ് ചെയ്യാം. യു ക്യാൻ ഡിസ്കസ് വിത്ത് യുവർ ടീച്ചേഴ്സ്, ഡിസ്കസ് വിത്ത് യുവർ പാരൻസ്, ഡിസ്കസ് വിത്ത് യുവർ ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്, ഡിസ്കസ് വിത്ത് യുവർ ടീം മെമ്പേഴ്സ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഒരു പ്രോബ്ലം വരുമ്പോൾ ഒരു റിയൽ സിനാരിയോയിൽ വി ഹാവ് ടു എക്സ്പ്ലോർ വിത്ത് ഓൾ പോസിബിലിറ്റീസ്. അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് പറയുന്നത്? ക്രിയേറ്റീവ് തിങ്കിങ്. ആ പ്രോബ്ലത്തിനെ അഡ്രസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയ എല്ലാ മെത്തേഡ്സും നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുക? കളക്ട് ചെയ്യുക. Okay, so that is what is creative thinking. And after collecting all those, so for solving a problem, we have collected say some 25 number of approaches. 25 അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അത്രയും മെത്തേഡിൽ നമുക്ക് ആ പ്രോബ്ലത്തിനെ അഡ്രസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. ഓക്കെ എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കാം. Then comes critical thinking. What is this critical thinking? എന്തായിരിക്കും critical thinking എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്? Out of these listed solutions, we have to think, we have to approach each and every solutions in the logically. We have to approach logically. Whether if you proceed with this approach, whether we are able to reach the destination. ഏതെങ്കിലും ആരെങ്കിലും ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞോ immediately I will do this, അങ്ങനെ ഒരു അപ്രോച്ച് ആവാൻ പാടില്ല. ഓക്കെ, ഒരാൾ ഒരു സജഷൻ പറഞ്ഞു, for doing this problem you can try this way, that will leads you to solution. We have to think. അതങ്ങനെ പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ why? Because it is wasting our time, energy and money. It is energizing time, energy, money, resources, everything. It is we are wasting. Okay, and at the later stage only, after spending so much of or investing so much of things on that way, we are reaching to a solution to a stage wherein proceeding to the next is not possible. അവിടെ നമ്മൾ stuck ആയി. Okay, and we are concluding that proceeding to the next is practically not possible. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള സിറ്റുവേഷൻസ് നമ്മളുടെ എഞ്ചിനീയറിന്റെ സൈഡിൽ ഉണ്ടാകാൻ പാടില്ല. After collecting all the solutions, all the ideas, we have to think critically. We have to think critically. We have to analyze the solutions logically. And we need to conclude with out of these many, if we proceed with this approach, we can come up with a better solution. We can come up with a better solution. Out of the solution, this will be the best leading solution. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു സൊല്യൂഷൻ നമ്മൾ ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ചെയ്ത് അതിലേക്ക് വേണം നമ്മൾ ആ പ്രോബ്ലത്തിനെ ലീഡ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട്. ഇയാളവിടെ എന്താണ് എഴുതുന്നത്? ഞാൻ പറയുന്നതാണോ?